let's take a look at the topic university, with a specific focus on the question, how do incubators cooperate effectively with higher education institutions? There are plenty of ways that these partnerships can happen and can bring many different benefits for both parties. One of these focuses can be on impact measurement. As universities are interested in research and publications, incubators are also interested in capturing their impact data. Universities usually have the tools and the resources to gather this data, which can help incubation programs with their impact measurement goals. Another focus can be a teacher focus. Universities could simply involve their professors as support members of the incubation program, which also allows universities to gather more information on their student groups. Finally, there can also be university-owned incubators. This takes it a little bit to the next level. Universities can choose to create their own incubation programs as a means of attracting funding and supporting their own students in starting their career in social entrepreneurship. Now, it's important to keep in mind that there are, of course, challenges and solutions related to this topic that we'll dive into in more detail in the interviews. But overall, there can potentially be a mismatch between incentives for incubators and for universities. There can also be a difficulty of finding a research question that excites both sides. It's important to overcome these challenges that incubators expose universities to a new field and show them that incubator data is valuable if it is analyzed. This can also help universities fundraise for these kinds of partnerships. Now, let's take a look at what experts have to say on this topic.
First of all, I think what many incubators look for is some support around impact measurement. And I think universities are very well equipped to deliver this kind of support because impact measurement is really an application of the scientific method and scientific thinking. The tough part is to actually get universities to do that. And I think one way to do it is money, clearly. You can buy these services. Many universities are now also willing to offer this for money. But obviously, incubators may not always be in that position. And the second option could be if you find some arrangement where you collaborate around research. Many incubators think, great, that's the answer. You can have our data is amazing, so please go for that. But what they tend to miss is that data by itself is not valuable. Data is only valuable when it's really matched to a research question that the researchers and the universities are passionate about and interested in. And to find that kind of research question, that usually takes time. It takes the effort on the side of the incubator as well as the researcher to really dig into it, figure out what is interesting in the literature. And only once these things are clear, you can set up something that is both interesting for a researcher as well as for the incubator. Beyond this example, I think another area where incubators and universities can collaborate pretty well is incubators can provide job opportunities.
So the first kind of partnership I'm seeing is the idea to use the faculty and the alumni of the university as experts. They might be industry expert, food expert, circular economy expert, for instance, or they might be process expert, for instance, on social impact assessment. The second partnership is to try to find a way to collaborate with students. It can be through internship, for instance, but it could be also through missions given to the students during their courses. It's very interesting for the students to work on real issue, real cases, and it's very interesting for the entrepreneurs because they get access to the skills and to the vision of the new generation. And the third thing is about research, because social entrepreneurs can bring really interesting subjects to researchers, and the research can bring proof of their impact, for instance, or very interesting reflections on what is really at stake for the entrepreneurs. My advice will be to find the right person to talk to into the university. You have to find a person who is really motivated by entrepreneurship, who understands what is entrepreneurship, and that will be able to open the doors of different stakeholders into the university. These are worlds that might be sometimes a bit different, so you have to clear the way, talking to the right person and to be effective.
Üniversite bünyesinde yer almanın en önemli avantajının özellikle kurumlara olan güveni düşük olduğu ekosistemlerde üniversitelerin halen güvenilir ve tarafsız aktörler olarak görülmesi olduğunu düşünüyoruz. Hem farklı grupları bir araya getirebilmek hem de sosyal girişimlerin arkasında meşru bir güç oluşturabilmek açısından bu güvene sahip olmak çok değerli. Nitelikli ve etkin insan kaynağına erişim için üniversiteler çok doğru adresler. Özellikle öğrenci, akademisyen, araştırmacı ve pratisyenlerle sosyal girişimleri bir araya getirebilmek açısından önemli bir avantaj sağlıyor. Mekan ihtiyacı sosyal girişimlerin sıkça dile getirdiği konulardan biri. Kampüs içinde hem ortak çalışma ve birbirinden öğrenme ortamının oluşturulması, hem geniş etkinlik alanları sağlama, hem de laboratuvar, atölye ve ekipman kullanımı gibi altyapı ihtiyaçları açısından üniversiteler katkı sağlayabiliyor kuluçkadaki girişimlere. Üniversite içerisinde yer almak, trendleri takip etmek açısından da çok büyük bir avantaj sağlıyor. Trendler belirleyen gençlerle bir arada bulunmak, kuluçkadakilerin ürün ve hizmetlerini iyileştirmeleri açısından büyük bir fayda yaratıyor. Bilgi üçgeninin merkezinde yer almak, yani araştırma, eğitim ve inovasyonun kalbinde yer almak, doğası gereği inovatif yaklaşımlar sergilemesi gereken sosyal girişimler için yaratıcı bir atmosfer sağlıyor. Son olarak da sosyal girişimcilik ekosistemine veri ve bilgi temelli bir bakış açısı sağlaması açısından üniversitede yer almak önemli ve üniversitelerle işbirliği yapmak değerli diye düşünüyoruz. Üniversitelerle işbirliği içinde kuluçka kurmak isteyenlere tek bir tavsiye vermem gerekse bu en baştan deneyselliğe açıklık konusunda üniversitedeki paydaşlarla hemfikir olunması olurdu. Üniversite yönetimine ve diğer tüm iç paydaşlara kuluçkanın doğası gereği belirsiz süreçler içerdiği, kuluçkaya giren her girişimle birlikte kuluçkanın da başka bir yapı haline dönüştüğü ve üniversitenin hem hız hem de esneklik anlamında bu deneyselliğe alan sağlaması gerektiği konusunda anlaşmaya varılması çok önemli.
A big thank you to our three speakers for helping us understand how to build successful collaborations between universities and incubators. To recap, incubators and universities can collaborate in many different ways, which can include impact measurement or other research collaborations. It could also include involving professors or alumni of different faculties into an incubation program as experts, and can also let students work on real-life case studies, improving their skills. A general recommendation for this is to identify the right interested person at the university to open the doors. On the topic of universities having their own incubation centers, this can also allow universities to become more relevant and reliable actors and can improve their legitimacy. It also brings different stakeholder groups together in one place. A general recommendation for this is to make it clear to all stakeholders from the beginning that room for experimentation will be needed, and in general, a long-lasting partnership always builds upon mutual understanding of intentions of both parties.